What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that rookie analysis breakdown. Derik Queen usually holds the ball up high and away from the defender when he's attacking the paint to get his layups to go. He's very strong, very crafty, good footwork, and he can get right to the lane and finish with finesse touches. He also can bump, knock, and rock his way to shots, but he also can hit mid-range jump shots too. And that's something that he needed to do because teams will sag off him because they know he wants to drive and he has to add that to his game. For that reason, he's been able to do it so far this season. He also can use his handles to create space and get into that shot too. But not only that, he also can take contact and finish at the rim very well. And he also can stay at the top of the key and get all the way down to the paint and still find a way to finish at the rim. And he's creative with his strength and his body control to be able to finish. But he also can get the first step on you, get around you, and finish at the rim that way too. Not only that, if you're smaller, he ain't going to stop. He's gonna go right to you and go right in your chest. And if you big, he'll do it too to be able to get an angle or get a step on you to be able to get the shot off cleanly. Not only that, he also has the ability to just take angles to get to the basket, and he can finish with power that way too. In transition, he is a guy that understands how to fill the angles in the lanes and get straight to the rim and finish strong, and that's very important. And not only that, he also is a guy that can hit shots that can be tough too. And you have to be able to do that. You got to be able to be physical. He can cut to the rim and stay in a dunker spot too and be a threat. That way, also, he will roll to the rim or run to the rim if you don't pay attention to him. And he can finish strong that way too. As a big, he is 6'9", and that's why it's a little easy for him. But he also can cut to the rim and do backdoor cuts and finish at the rim that way too. Not only that, he's averaging 3.2 assists and he is averaging 6 assists for the month of November. Now that is over. He can pass in transition. He keeps his head up, makes the right pass, and continues to run the floor just in case they miss a shot. And that's really good IQ. Not only that, he can also kick the ball out to 3-point shooters when he drives because he can collapse the defense. And with his size, he can see wherever he needs to see to be able to make the pass accurate. And he gives rid of the ball early and often to find his teammates for comfortable, easy shots. And he can also find them in their pocket where they can just rise up and shoot because he's good at that. And he can also find people cutting because he can see at the top of the key or the middle of the floor. And on top of that, if you roll to the basket, he's a guy that can do high-low passing that can lead to big shots and easy high percentage looks for his teammates. And he can also find you because of his height and pass it over smaller defenders to get easy buckets. And he also can do that with wings too and give them high percentage looks with a good passer that leads straight to buckets, especially if you cut into the basket. He is willing to find you, and he can also do it quick and fast, and that can hurt any type of defense. Not only that, he keeps his head up, so when he's driving, he can find angles for his teammates and lead them to an angle to allow them to get a basket that way too. And that's just high IQ there. And then it's all about finding the right guy at the right time. And he's always looking to do that besides scoring. And he also can do dribble handoffs that can lead to baskets for guards and wings too. And on top of that, he averaged one offensive rebound per game, and he can turn that into a bucket easily. And he is having a really good start to his NBA career where he's playing 24 minutes per game already, and he's a starter for the Pelicans so far. And he played 22 games already and started 10 of the games. And he's only taking 9 shots a game and still shooting 48%. That's really good for a rookie, and that's really good for a player that's still figuring things out in his teammates and how he can fit within the team and play to his strengths while also playing off of his teammates. He's a legitimate 6'9", 250. He's only 20 years old, and he was a lottery pick by Atlanta that ended up helping them go to the Pelicans in a trade. And he has been a guy that people question, was it worth it? Should they have done it? And now he's looking like one of the best rookies in this class and one of the better players in the class in general. And then he's also shooting 3.8 free throws a game, 77% there, That's good for a big man. He's also averaging 1.9 offensive rebounds and 4.4 defensive rebounds for a total of 6.2 rebounds, and he still has a long season to go. Hopefully, he stays healthy so we can see more of the things that he can do and bring to the table as he continues to learn and grow from experience of playing in the NBA. And he's also averaging 3.5 assists, but he's been averaging around 6 lately, and that's really good for a guy that you didn't really think that he was going to be capable of doing that on a nightly basis, even against some of the better teams. And he also got 1.1 steal a game, and he's going to probably average about a block because teams do try him, teams do come at him, and he has the ability to block them just because of that. And he has good hands. He has good understanding how to use them. Not the fastest guy, not the quickest guy, not the most athletic guy, not the greatest leaper or the greatest bouncer off the floor, but he does understand how to use his body and he does know how to time it depending on how you come at him. And that's all that really matters because he's more of a power forward to me than the center because he's not really a guy that can hold down the paint and block shots. And if you put the defense around him, you would need a rim protector because teams going to try him and they're going to come at him. And then if he can't block the shot or contest it enough for where they can miss, he's going to be a guy that you're going to have to look at and say, we got to put somebody with him so that way we don't be a terrible defensive team, especially in the paint. That's one thing in the NBA you don't want to do. You don't want to get too many fouls and you don't want to give up too many layups because that's the easiest shot in the game besides a free throw. And those two things can happen if you have a poor center in the paint. And the only reason why I say that is because for him to play 24 minutes, he's averaging 3.2 personal fouls per game. And that's not good at all for anybody, not just a rookie, but that's something that he has to fix. That's something he has to clean up if he wants to be a legitimate starter for his entire career and influence winning. And that's something that they're not doing right now in New Orleans, but it's something that they're going to try to fix and change in the future. And it all comes with playing time and experience. But 12 points per game is good. I do feel like it's going to go up. He has had 20-point games. He has had 30-point games already in the NBA, showing you that he has the talent, he has the knowledge, he has the skill set to be a real impactful player. And that's something that you have to like that he has in him. And I feel like he has a lot more things to pan out. He has a lot more things to fix. He has a lot more things to grow with, especially defensively, even as a scorer. His 3-point shooting ain't there. He's shooting 11% from three. He'll take them every once in a while. He'd rather shoot a mid-range jumper than the three. But I don't blame him because a lot of those mid-range jumpers, they give him so much space and so much room. It's just like shooting a free throw or a practice shot. And that's a good shot for him. And then he has good handles for a big. He knows how to stutter step. He knows how to hesitate. He knows how to cross over. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to get to the rim and use his IQ to go up and knowing when guys are trying to block his shot or coming to try to help block his shot. He knows how to use angles and keep the ball high. And he also knows how to throw it off glass or roll it off the fingers for a quick finish. And that's something that he learned very early in his career. And it's something that he should be happy that he did because it's really working out for him in the NBA. And I think he has a bright future. I do think he can be a legitimate starter for 10 plus years if he doesn't have any injuries, especially lower body ones. Because, like I said, he's not the greatest athlete already, but he just understands how to play the game. He understands how to use his body. He understands how to function the right way when it comes to thinking and how to attack the defense, whether it's him scoring or passing the ball to his teammates. He's a guy that you have to like because you know if he has the ball, he's going to be looking for you. He's going to be trying to find you, whether you're a wing or a big. And that's something that has helped him be a starter because of his passing and his playmaking. The ability to just know where to be at on the court is always going to help you when you play with a guy like Derik Queen. And he even can get hot sometimes because depending on who's out there, who's guarding him, and what matchup is favorable for him, he knows how to put the ball in the basket and take his time to figure it out. And that's why I love his passing because you think he's going to try to score on you and then he's going to use his knowledge to be able to find a way to find a cutter, find a shooter, find a dump off partner. And if he doesn't do that, he probably already scored by then because he's just that fast and that quick with his decision making when it comes to being a basketball player. And that's what you need to have if you're going to be a good one. He's starting for a reason. He's playing a lot of minutes for a reason. And he's going out there and performing real well. And he's been playing a little consistent too. And his numbers are improving and they are growing. And hopefully that continues. But the rookie wall does is he is a player that can start on basically a lot of teams. Even if it happens in the future where they don't want him no more, he goes in a different direction. He will be fine. And he's proven that already. Most rookies, if they can come in and start and be a legitimate starter in the league, they can play for any team because their style and their play is something that the team would want to integrate into their style or into their culture. And that's why you sign them. That's why you trade for them because you feel like I can take that guy and plug him in here. I can take that guy. He'll fit this way. That's why we want this guy on our team. And Derik Queen has already shown you